The long-awaited air superiority update is finally here on the dev server, and with 3 Eagles, 2 Flankers, a Mirage 4000, and 1, soon-to-be 2 Gripens, there is a lot going on this update. All of these are jets I have very much been looking forward to playing in War Thunder. As always, with this being the dev server, nothing is final and you should expect a lot of changes. In fact, it's only been 1 day and we've already had our first dev server update. That especially goes for flight models, which I won't talk about too much, but from what I've been told, the Flanker and Mirage 4000 are pretty much done, but the F-15 and Gripen are likely to change. None of the jets except for the Gripen have cockpits, and none of the jets have any GE camos for me to show off right now. I've been trying the different jets, messing around, having some fun, but until they hit the live server, I'm not drawing any conclusions yet. Let's start with the F-15. The F-15 Eagle is coming to USA, Israel, and Japan. All of them have access to AIM-9M and AIM-7M spaded, and AIM-9L when stock, and they all have 240 countermeasures, although that might change before release. The American one sits after the F-4E. The Israeli F-15A Baz sits after the Kurnas 2000 and is pretty much exactly the same as the American one with one exception. It gains access to the Python 3. So you can take that instead of AIM-9M if you want, or you can mix them and take 2 of each. Keep in mind the Python is closer to the 9L than the 9M, so the only thing it brings over the 9M is range. It does not have a smokeless motor or IRCCM. And finally there's the F-15J for Japan, which sits after the F-4EJ Kai. The F-15J, being an F-15C, has a few airframe differences from the F-15A. Notably, the airframe is about 500 kilos heavier and has more total internal fuel capacity. To compensate for this, the F-15J gets the new AAM-3 missile. This is an indigenous Japanese missile and I'm really glad to see it. I like seeing trees get their domestically designed weapons. Right now it is very similar to the AIM-9M in most ways, with slight changes here and there. The biggest difference you'll notice is the considerably lower coefficient of drag, which allows the AAM-3 to glide very well in straight lines. It even outranges the Python 3. Maneuverability is 40G instead of 30G, although like I said in the last video, max G is not the be-all end-all of missile agility. I was testing it a little and it seems to be pretty much matching the AIM-9M in maneuverability right now. But even as it is right now, the AAM-3 is easily one of the best missiles in the game, and it might get even better in the future. Will it be worth the airframe trade-off of the heavier F-15J? Only time will tell. The F-15's dancing partner is the Su-27. The Flanker has an absolutely insane kit. It's got 4 R-27ERs on fuselage pylons, 4 R-73s on the wings, and then your choice of another pair of R-73s, R-27ERs, or R-27ETs for a total of 10 incredibly powerful missiles. Defensively, it's got the SPO-15 RWR and 96 upward-firing large-caliber countermeasures. I think the Su-27 is definitely going to be the meta jet this update. It looks like it's going to be a lot of fun, and I honestly think its weapons kit is a little too strong as it is right now, especially compared to the competition. China gets a flanker as well. They get the J-11, which is just an Su-27 SK. Everything is the same as the Soviet one, but the J-11 airframe weighs nearly 600 kilograms more, so if you have the Russian one, there's no need to play the J-11 until we get later versions like the J-11A. France gets the Mirage 4000, which is another jet I was really excited to see. This is personally my favorite French jet. This is also the first French jet we see with a decent sized loadout. Right now it can take 8 Magic 2s and 1 Super 530F, or 4 Magic 2s and 3 Super 530Fs. Since it currently has its historical RDM radar from the early Mirage 2000C, it's not compatible with the Super 530D, so I'm not sure if they're going to give it the better radar and the Super 530D or not. But as it is right now, 8 Magic 2s, 96 large caliber flares, this should be a pretty fun plane. Finally, there's the Gripen, currently just the 39A, which sits after the 37D on the dev server right now. Apparently the 39C is coming to Britain this update too, but it's not on the dev server just yet, and devs have confirmed that the 39C for Sweden will be added next year, likely with RB99. The Gripen has the RB74M, which is just a copy-paste AIM-9M. The underwing pylons can take RB71s if you want, but that's just a base Skyflash and not the Super Temp, so you'll probably want to take all 6 RB74Ms, which as a bonus gives you a total of 640 countermeasures. Like I said, it is the only new jet with a cockpit that I can show off right now, and not only should this be a pretty fun little jet to take out into ARB, but it also brings much needed laser guided bomb cast to Sweden. I've been told the flight model is very wrong right now, so I have no clue how it's going to end up performing and how it's going to stack up to the F-16. Italy gets nothing right now, and Germany gets the Tornado IDS Premium, which is shaping up to be possibly the worst way to spend $70 on War Thunder. Other stuff coming this update I found noteworthy. New map. The new Volcano map looks really great and I'm a big fan of it. Of course the map objectives and layouts in RRB could use some work, but the actual location itself looks great, and I think Gaigen's been doing a really good job of that with their more recent air maps. We got a couple RWR changes. Some newer RWRs can now show range to the target. I'm not sure if the game is going off the actual range or the signal strength here, but you should be able to use this to more accurately piece together where the important threats are. Both F5Es had their RWRs changed to ALR-46 V3s, which is a big upgrade for the American F5E and technically a downgrade for the Taiwanese one, although in practice it won't make a difference since that just means the Taiwanese F5E won't get the RWR ranging info since the APR-46 it used to have is getting that. While we're on the topic of F5Es, they got CCIP for guns as well as air-to-air gun targeting. Back to RWRs, the MiG-23ML and MLA had their SPO-15 swapped for FSPO-10s, which is a downgrade, but the MLD keeps the SPO-15. All A4s had their RWRs changed from APR-36 to APR-25. The J11 and JH-7A got a new Chinese voice warning system. All of the Jaguars and some of the F-104s got ejection seat animations. The DEFA 554 Gunpod used by the Mirage 2000-5 and Mirage 2000D now has weight and drag. Previously, the only penalty for carrying it was the weight of the ammo itself, so it's probably not worth running on the Mirage 2000-5 anymore. We have a couple ammo changes. Both F8Es lost 19 rounds per gun, bringing the ammo total from 576 to 500 rounds. The F8U is unaffected, it still has 576. The F4D lost 5 rounds per gun, going from 260 rounds to 240. And finally, the Hunter F58 got a drag chute. That's all the noteworthy stuff I could think of. I might have missed things here and there, but I think I got all the important stuff. Like I said, a lot going on this update, a lot of stuff might change, but the flanker is looking pretty scary. I'm curious to know what you guys think about this update. Personally, I'm a big fan of the vehicle selection, but I am nervous the flanker is just going to be too strong and make it hard to enjoy the other vehicles, but we'll see how it goes. As always, come hang out on Discord, and thanks for watching.